Adventure motorcycles have always represented more than just transportation. They embody freedom, exploration, and the ability to follow the road, any road, wherever it leads. Few machines capture this spirit as accessibly as the 2025 Honda Transalp XL750, a motorcycle that blends Honda's reputation for reliability with modern technology and thoughtful design. It isn't the loudest or flashiest entry in the adventure category, but for riders seeking a dependable partner for real-world journeys, it may be one of the most compelling. Built for riders who dream of versatility. The Transalp name has been a part of Honda's adventure lineup since the 1980s, but the 2025 model brings that heritage firmly into the present. Honda hasn't reinvented the formula. Instead, it has refined it, shaping the XL750 into a machine that feels equally comfortable navigating city streets, sweeping through mountain passes, or kicking up dust on remote backroads. At a glance, the 2025 model looks sharper thanks to redesigned bodywork, a new fairing, and an updated headlight. But the real story lies beneath the surface, where subtle upgrades to suspension, aerodynamics, and rider technology create a motorcycle that feels polished and purposeful. Comfort and control in equal measure. Adventure motorcycles are often judged by how well they manage contrasting demands. The comfort required for long days on the highway and the control demanded by dirt trails. The 2025 Transalp approaches this balancing act with finesse. The Showa suspension has been retuned, with the front fork softened for better compliance and the rear shock stiffened for stability. This setup makes the bike confident on curvy asphalt roads, while keeping it composed when the terrain turns loose or rocky. With nearly 8 inches of suspension travel at the front and just over 7.5 at the rear, the Transalp has the clearance and flexibility needed for real off-road exploration. On highways, Honda has addressed one of the complaints from earlier models, wind buffeting. The redesigned fairing and windshield feature a venting system that channels air more smoothly, reducing turbulence around the rider's helmet. Long-distance comfort benefits greatly from this change, even if the windshield itself remains non-adjustable. A rider-centric cockpit. Slip behind the bars of the new Transalp, and you'll be greeted by a 5-inch TFT display that feels modern and functional. Day and night modes ensure clarity in all conditions, while Honda RoadSync connectivity provides smartphone integration, turn-by-turn navigation, and easy access to music or calls. Updated switchgear makes toggling through menus or adjusting ride modes more intuitive, which matters when conditions change quickly mid-ride. Ergonomics are another highlight. The standard seat height of 33.7 inches fits many riders, but Honda also offers optional low and high seats to broaden accessibility. The upright seating position encourages long hours in the saddle, while wide handlebars and sturdy foot pegs make standing off-road feel natural. Whether cruising on pavement or tackling gravel, the Transalp inspires confidence in rider posture and control. Power with personality. At the core of the Transalp XL750 lies a 755 cubic centimeters parallel twin engine with a 270-degree crank. This configuration doesn't just produce smooth power, it also delivers a satisfying character, with a rhythmic pulse that feels engaging and lively. The engine isn't about raw numbers, it's about usability. Power delivery is linear and predictable, making the bike easy to manage for newer riders while still exciting for veterans. And with Honda's suite of riding modes, the personality of the engine can adapt to the road ahead. Sport mode sharpens throttle response for spirited rides. Standard mode balances efficiency and performance for everyday use. Gravel mode relaxes the electronics, allowing for controlled slides off-road. Rain mode prioritizes safety with maximum intervention. 2 customizable user modes let riders fine-tune throttle, traction, ABS, and engine braking to their preferences. This flexibility allows the Transalp to feel like several motorcycles in one, transforming from urban commuter to dirt explorer at the touch of a button. On the pavement, take the Transalp onto winding roads, and its character comes alive. The revised suspension keeps the bike planted in corners, while the smooth engine makes power delivery predictable and fun. At 463 pounds fully fueled, it feels light enough to flick between bends without the heaviness that can plague larger adventure bikes. Highway miles are handled with composure. The improved aerodynamics reduce rider fatigue, and the engine cruises comfortably without intrusive vibration. The only drawback is a slightly firm ride on smoother roads, where the suspension transmits more feedback than some riders might prefer. Still, for a bike designed to split its time between asphalt and dirt, the compromise feels reasonable. Off the pavement, the real test of any adventure motorcycle is what happens when the pavement ends. On gravel and dirt, the Transalp feels surprisingly at ease. The 21-inch front wheel and long suspension travel give it confidence over rocks and ruts, while the wire-spoked wheels offer durability when the terrain gets rough. In gravel mode, the electronics step back just enough to let the rider steer with the throttle, maintaining a playful but controlled feel. For experienced riders, the ability to disable rear ABS adds another layer of off-road control. The suspension can bottom out in particularly harsh terrain, but for most riders exploring fire roads, logging trails, or desert tracks, the Transalp feels more than capable. The strengths that define it. Several qualities make the 2025 Honda Transalp XL750 stand out in the crowded adventure market. Affordability. At $9,999, it offers remarkable value for the features provided. Refined balance. Equally capable on pavement and dirt, with thoughtful suspension tuning. Comfortable ergonomics. Rider-friendly design works for a wide range of body types and riding styles. Modern technology. A TFT display and full suite of electronics rival more expensive machines. Approachability. Smooth power delivery and manageable weight make it accessible without feeling dull. Recognizing its limits. The Transalp isn't perfect, of course. Riders seeking hardcore off-road performance may find its suspension lacking compared to more extreme adventure machines like the KTM 890 Adventure R. The non-adjustable windshield limits wind protection customization. And while the bike is comfortable, its slightly firm suspension may not appeal to those who prioritize plush long-distance touring. But these compromises feel deliberate. Honda has chosen to keep the Transalp approachable and affordable, focusing on the qualities that matter most to everyday adventurers.